Hello and welcome to the 2024 Bold Predictions. Thank you all for being here. This is a really fun thing that I've done in 2 or 3 consecutive years now to tell you what's going to happen in real estate in the coming year. So I'm glad that you're here. I do want to tell you a few lessons that I've learned that now that we're in our 3rd iteration of the Bold Predictions. And the first is, what do I mean by bold? You see, a lot of people will tell you what might happen from a narrative perspective, but the nature of my bold predictions aren't that I've got some wild, unpredictable things that I think are going to happen in real estate. No, rather, I am saying that these are bold predictions and that I am going to give you a number which can act as a scorecard. And if you've watched my recap videos, you know I will hold myself accountable to the numbers that I predict we'll see in 2024, and that is what we mean by bold predictions. The next thing is an analogy I learned in 2023, and that is that economists are like meteorologists. They make predictions about the things that we'll see based on a forecast, and they get it right the majority of the time. And as long as they say it in a nice and understandable way, people tend to listen to them. But when it comes to the day and whether it rains, nobody really cares what the meteorologist predicted. So that self-serving analogy is certainly a perspective to keep in mind as I get into the 2024 bold predictions. So with intros and pleasantries and disclaimers out of the way, let me tell you what we're going to see in the Memphis area real estate market in 2024. The metrics that I'm going to produce and predict for you today, those are going to be what's going to happen to sales prices. Everybody loves that topic. I also want to talk about the volume of sales that we're going to see in 2024. And then finally, what's going to happen with interest rates, which obviously kind of impacts those other 2 metrics. So thanks for being here. Stick around and we'll get to it. All right, 2024 bold prediction number 1 is prices. What's going to happen to Shelby County, Tennessee's average sales price in the year 2024? We will be up 1% as compared to the average sales price in 2023. We're all about qualifiers and saying why these things are going to happen. So let's get into that a little bit. I'm going to give myself a margin of error here of plus or minus 2%. I think that very realistically, that average sales price could be down 1% as compared to 2023. And the reason is affordability. We heard a lot about this in 2023 and how we were going to solve this affordability housing issue. And I think that the Fed will tell you that interest rates have been stubbornly high and inflation has been stubbornly high. So while we want to bring things down, the Fed's just not able to do so because inflation and prices remain high. Okay, so that affordability issue might see some relief in the latter half of the year, and we'll talk about interest rates later in today's video. But as for sales prices, I think that there is enough supply-demand imbalance that prices remain level near that flat mark of 0%, but we're still in an imbalance situation that is going to cause prices to hopefully appreciate by 1%, but certainly just like 2023, it will be a year of moderation with regard to our sales prices in Shelby County. Bold prediction 2024 number 2. What is going to happen with sales volume? Right now I'm talking about units moved. So while we can talk about prices being up 1%, I'm talking about the number of sales that we'll see in 2024. I think that we are set for quite an increase in units moved. I think that we're going to see around a 9 to 11% increase in the number of sales as compared to 2023. You see, just like we said, 2023 was marked by stubbornly high inflation and affordability issues. I think that we do see some relief in these metrics, but I think that that's why, as compared to 2022, last year's numbers were down 25% compared to the year before. That's units moved, right? And so now that we're transitioning out of that stubbornly high inflation and interest rate environment, I think that frees up the market to see some more sales happen. There was a little bit of gridlock that we dealt with last year, and that's why we had 25% fewer sales than 2022. And so as we come out of that, this puts our number of sales in Shelby County next year around 15 to 16,000. So that's where an increase from last year's number is going to be around 9 to 11%. That's my bold prediction. We'll see how that shakes out. And for our third and final bold prediction of 2024, we're going to talk about interest rates. It's such a topic around housing affordability and what we'll see in our sales prices and our sales volume that we have to spend some time here talking about interest rates. There are some experts and economists who believe that we're going to see the rates come down, maybe even by a full point, but I disagree with those more aggressive opinions. I think that we should take a clue from the Fed meetings and their decision not to raise lower interest rates in their January meeting, and some language around the idea that we may not even see them in March, that we should expect modest reductions in our interest rate. So I think that the number is around 3/4 of a point lower than where we are today. So if we're at a 6.5, then we can expect to be around a 5.75. If we're at a 6.75 today, then we can expect to be around 6 even to end the year. So my bold prediction, because we want one, because we're being bold with these predictions, is that at the end of 2024, we'll see our 30-year fixed rate mortgage around 6% for the average home buyer. All right, folks, that's what I got for 2024. 3 bold predictions. What's going to happen with our sales prices, what's going to happen with our sales volume, and finally, what are we going to see in the interest rate environment in 2024. Once again, my disclaimer every year is that real estate is highly circumstantial, highly personal, and if you need real estate advice, you should consult a realtor. I'm one of those, and I would appreciate your phone call, 901-497-5615. Let's talk about your options, and if you're just generally interested in real estate, thank you for watching this video, and we'll see how we did at the end of 2024. Take care, guys. Good luck.